I've been playing The Sims ever since 2005, starting with The Sims Complete Collection. It was multiple CD discs on my very old computer, and it took forever to load in, but it was very much worth it. After that, it really started for me. I moved on to The Sims 2. Of course, did some consoles like The Sims Urbs in the City and Sims Bustin' Out. Hey, EA. How about we get Sims Bustin' Out? Okay, that'd be wonderful. But we moved on to Sims 3, which is my ultimate favorite Sims game, and then Sims 4. Today, I'm going to be diving into Paralives for the very first time and giving you guys my honest opinion with this game. Now, I want to preface that this is in early access, so a lot of my issues will probably be fixed whenever the game is fully released. But I do want to talk about some things that I dislike with my gameplay and give you guys my opinion because, well, I mean, you don't need my opinion. To each their own, but this is coming from somebody who's been playing The Sims since 2005. Alright, let's dive in. So when you start the game, you are started off with a little tutorial because it is a bit of a different game mechanic than The Sims. You use your WASD buttons, or you can use the arrow buttons. As you can see, this is how you rotate the camera, and definitely a little bit of a learning curve, and then here's zooming and stuff like that. But eventually I catch on a little bit, but it is a little new for me when it comes to a life sim. As you can see, I'm flopping all over the place. Weirdly enough, when it comes to the making your para move, clicking the floor and having it go there was a little bit of a sense of nostalgia for me, especially like with the Sims Bustin' Out. That's how you made your Sims move, especially like when you're playing on consoles and stuff like that. So I did kind of like that, getting that brought back into a life sim. But now we're going to dive into creating our household and making our very first para. So now we're going to start off creating my para. I kind of made her kind of like my Sim self, if you will. So one thing I can definitely say, there is so much detail that can be had. I love we have a color wheel. That is so exciting because I feel like there's so many options, especially for skin tones, eye color, you name it. You can really just let your mind go wild. And I obviously, with early access, there's not a ton of hairs, there's not a ton of makeup options or even clothing. I think clothing and hair was my biggest defeat because I couldn't necessarily find something that was for me. I have curly hair, not incredibly curly hair, but wavy hair, but this hair was just a little too big for me to create myself. And so ultimately I ended up going with a straighter hair look than what I have. And then also with the tattoos, it was a bit of a learning curve on how to place them and stuff like that. And hopefully one day we get more tattoos, or maybe we could upload tattoos. I think that would be a good one. But all in all, with creating the para, I'm not overly impressed with the clothing and stuff like that, like I said. But just the detail, I think it has a lot of room for progress, and I can almost bet by the time this game releases, it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. And I'm really excited to see where the character creation goes, because I feel like it's just going to go absolutely crazy, especially when people start modding for this. It's going to go nuts. I can already feel it. So we are at the part now where I'm picking where my para is going to live, and I wanted to look at the building. So I went for this little lot right here. I will say there was something that happened when I loaded in that really frustrated me, and so it puts me at the very, very back of the lot, which I wasn't even thinking at the time, but I thought, okay, just kind of like The Sims 4, it'll place you, or any of the Sims game really, they place you at the front of the lot, where your mailbox is and all that stuff. So it did not put me there. So I started actually working on clearing the area, and also it put me on another lot that I did not own, on the outside of my building area. So it was a little confusing, but obviously there's time to change. and that's me being picky, but I went ahead and I cleaned up the lot and we start building. So I spent about an hour building. You can see that I got a little frustrated and I ended up just completely deleting it, and then I realized that I built my house on an angle, and so I did turn the grid on, which is great. And then I really wanted to test like the angles of the walls and stuff like that, so I wanted to add some of that in there and just kind of test my abilities of building. I am not necessarily a builder in The Sims. I like the gameplay. I want to be a builder in The Sims, but you know, it is what it is. One thing, unless I cannot figure it out, if you've played it, let me know. So like in the kitchen area, I wanted to put tile down, but there was like no draw tile, unless I'm completely missing it. Also, the roofing, it gives me flashbacks to The Sims 4, and I hate roofing in The Sims 4, so there's that. And I also forgot to change the color of the roof. And there's like no, unless I can't find it, because obviously I'm new to the game, and so I'm not going to see absolutely everything. You'll see me kind of start discovering things like, oh, I could pull the countertops and stuff like that and pull other things. So I couldn't change the roof color. But I really love how things are not slotted, and it's like really exciting to see the possibilities when it comes to building. And I think this is like my favorite thing so far, that there's really just everything is possible with building in this game. Adding the clutter, there's just endless things. You can make the biggest bed ever, or you can have it, you know, just a standard double bed. And I just love that it acts like the move objects cheat is on without entering a cheat. I did not enter any cheats because I don't know any of the cheats, but I just love the ways that you can absolutely decorate, and you can really change the way that your cabinets look. I'm so giddy over that. Obviously there's like not a lot of clutter right now, but like I said, early access, and I had the hardest time finding lamps, like table lamps, because they weren't in the bedroom section. I had to, I think it was like in the office section, I believe, or like the study thing. But I eventually found them. And then I wanted to like make a little garden bed. It's quite ugly, but it is what it is. And then I found the trash can, eventually the mailbox, and we are ready to get into some gameplay. So here we are doing some gameplay. I think I played for about an hour, or a little over an hour. I have it sped up just for time on this video because I don't want to make it incredibly long. If you want to play the Para game, I'll have it linked down below on Steam. But I'm a little confused on some things. I definitely think I should have like got the terrain leveled out, because it is like, my house is like a berm home, and then you could see here I'm floating while eating an apple. It was very weird, but I definitely, one of the biggest things, and it's almost a game ruiner for me, you cannot like queue up a bunch of conversations. So like I wanted to talk to 3 different paras, I keep calling them Sims, in a row, but it will cancel out and it will go to the last one that you're talking to unless you add them to a group. And so that was a little annoying. And then I really don't like the mechanic of like waiting until the bar fills and then you can hit a topic, because I like to queue up a bunch of conversations, so that like just doesn't, like, I don't know, it takes too long for me as someone who has played The Sims. So I'm used to like the little pie menu, and I'm able to like, oh, let's go to the small talk, the discussions, let's talk about interest. Okay, I'm gonna slide in a little flirt here. But I do end up kind of liking the repercussions of things. So when you go and say you're talking to a para and you want to slide in a little flirt. You have the option to flirt a little bit, but it does have a like percentage of if it's going to work out or not. And so I, of course, wanted to test it. And essentially, when you do that, there's a little wheel and it will spin, and there's like a little green spot. And if you hit in that green spot, it's successful. If not, there are repercussions for that. You get embarrassed, or even that para may leave. With being a jester, I didn't understand this at first. It was getting really annoyed, but it said need ignored. So like where my hygiene is, I thought that was just it not working, but apparently if you're a jester, you sometimes ignore your needs for the day and you don't have to take care of it. It was kind of weird, and I was getting really frustrated, like something wasn't working. But no, it was just the jester personality that I picked. So that was interesting. So let's break it down. If I would recommend Paralives, it's a hit or miss for me. I'm going to be completely honest. I think for now, I'm going to stick to my Sims games. And, you know, this has a lot of room for it being an incredible game when it is fully released. I am fully aware that it is early access, so there's lots of kinks that need to be worked out, and you know, people are going to give their feedback, and I can almost guarantee the Paralives team is going to listen because it is a smaller team versus like EA and all that stuff. My biggest thing, I would love a pie menu for the conversations. I do not like that little loading bar and then you can pick it. I feel like it really kind of ruins the gameplay and like the immersiveness for me. Now here is the little thing I was talking about with the attempt. So that didn't work out. I don't think the little spinny thing showed up, but it was definitely not working out in my favor. I made her cry on the floor. And that really didn't do anything. It didn't alleviate the embarrassed, like the Sims, like you can go cry in the bed and stuff like that. Here I'm trying out the photo mode, which I ended up using for my thumbnail of this video. So let's get back into if I will recommend it. I think, yeah, I mean, it's like $30-something on Steam. If you have the money, might as well download it, and then you could try it. And then obviously there's going to be hot fixes, there's going to be updates and stuff like that. And I really think their biggest thing is they don't want you to like go broke to be able to have things. Like The Sims, unfortunately, I own a lot of the packs, and let me tell you, ouchie, that hurts. I think it has so much potential, and I think with time it's gonna be awesome. And right now I'm probably not gonna play it very much, let alone like film videos for it. I'll stick to The Sims 4, The Sims 3, Sims 2 and stuff like that. But I really think it could be an amazing game if we just give it time. And you know, as a simming community, don't hold The Sims over this as much. Like, I know I'm comparing it to The Sims because that's all I know. I don't play other live Sims or anything like that. But as long as we don't hold the Paralives team up to the standard of like what we would expect with EA, they are a very big company and Paralives is not. And so we need to keep our like expectations a little lower and a little bit more understanding. And ultimately, I think the things that I am most excited for is the build mode. I feel like the opportunities are like endless, and I feel like I had more fun with the building and decorating out of anything during my gameplay. And I didn't really have a lot of fun during the live mode or anything like that. My husband was like sitting behind me playing something on the Xbox, and I told him, I said, I'm not having very much fun playing live mode, but I really liked building. And he is in real life a contractor building, and I think he kind of was like intrigued by it. So yeah, I don't know. So let me know, are you guys getting Paralives? Are you sticking to The Sims? Or are you just anti-Sims now because of all the news that's coming out with The Sims? As for now, I think I'm going to be sticking with The Sims. I spent the money on it. I'm going to keep playing it. And also, I'm gonna give Paralives a chance just on my off time. And hopefully, like, if they will fix the, like, give us a pie menu for the conversations, that would be such a game changer for me. It would feel much more immersive, and I think I would have a lot better time. But also, you know, go check out Enzoy. I like Enzoy too. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think, and let me know if you're gonna be playing this. I'll have it linked to Steam down below. And this is just my honest opinion as a almost 32-year-old gal, just been playing The Sims since 2005 with The Sims Complete Collection. So don't forget to like, subscribe, join the Feral fam, stay tuned for more Sims game, and hopefully some Paralives gaming as well, and maybe some Enzoy as well too. Alright guys, I will talk to you in the next video. Bye guys.